I was in church 6 out of 7 days. Nigga quit me at work 6 out of 7 days. Tryna dodge that hearse 6 out of 7 days. Love can hurt 6 out of. After 21, I had some fun and became a savage. Played more games than the Mavericks. For love, I made them. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. You ain't ready. You ready? You ain't ready. Ready for Savon. You ain't ready. Ready for Savon. Legendary Podcast. What's up, young world? What is up, young world? Now listen, I got a special guest I want to bring on to the Savon Legendary Podcast. I think this is episode 22. Wow, I don't know if this is the end of the season or the beginning of the season. Nevertheless, I got a young man on here. He is one of the owners of iLounge here in Atlanta. He's also one of the co-founders of Sound Capsule. Welcome to the motherfucking Savon Legendary Podcast, Mr. Omar Wilby. Let's do motherfucking
man. Hey, man.
What's up,
going
man?
on to my brother? I'm chilling. I'm in here. Thank you for having me with the Savon Legendary Podcast audience.
Sir. It's about time, right?
Yeah, man. Couldn't wait to politic with you guys.
Yeah, man. So, for the people who are unfamiliar with Sound Capsule, can you tell them about it? Tell them about it.
Okay, so Sound Capsule is an app that allows artists to upload their music, their social media, their videos to one platform. So when they show up at a showcase, they can pick the tracks they're going to perform straight from their phone. It goes to the DJ. All their information pops up on the screen. And of course, the audience can follow their social media straight from the app. So what it allows them to do is to streamline the way that all of their content is being delivered to their fan base, and everyone has one place to just be able to find their content, find out where they're performing, and know what's going on with them.
Well, damn it, man. So if I'm understanding you right, it's an app, and it's like a one-stop location, like a one-stop place where you can discover new artists, you can stream their music, you can stream their live performances, and you have access to all of their social media as well, all in one place.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Why would anybody ever have any other app about an artist?
Well, that's the point. It's the new standard for independent artists. That's what it's all about.
I'm an artist.
Absolutely. And that's really what it is. What we saw was there was a need for artists to centralize the way they do things. And you as a professional know that there's a big difference between the amateur and the professional. It's not just in the content that they create, but it's the business mindedness. It's how they maneuver in a professional space. They know about having whether it's their music encoded or having all of their press together in one place, so that anyone looking for them knows how to find out where they have interviews or video shoots or whatever the case may be. So we're putting together that, not just that EPK, but also the ability for you to get your music out there as well.
I mean, that concept seems so simple. But no one has done it except you guys.
Yeah.
It seems like, because, many moons ago, when I was coming up in this thing called hip hop, I would get a request for an EPK. And ultimately, for people who know what an EPK is, electronic press kit, okay? It's basically your highlighted points in where you're at in your career to sell yourself in the most impactful way. We're talking about high resolution HD photos. We're talking about a snippet of your best live performance. We're talking about 2 of your best records and maybe a paragraph about, how you came to be and where you're from. So it paints a picture of who you ever talking to is dealing with. And it seems like when I would get those requests, I would go to my email, get a bunch of YouTube links, either attach or embed some high-res photos. I had this whole bio by a professional writer made with like a faded background of a picture of me. It was very clean. It was too damn much. And they had to click on this and download this. And it seems like Sound Capsule is like, hey, download the Sound Capsule app. And that's all you have to do. And it probably, correct me if I'm wrong, constantly uploads. So if the artist upload new music or has a new show, or you don't have to do anything, you just go to the app and it's the newest.
Exactly. It adds the content. So it keeps everything streamlined, up to date, and nice and professional. So as we said, it's separating, it's allowing us to bridge the gap, because see, what technology has allowed everybody to do is kind of democratize the way things get done. You have artists that are people still getting found on YouTube or all these other small not small, but these other platforms, but they're not professionals yet. They haven't got that gloss to them yet. So this allows them to kind of another step to getting to the point where when you step in a room with when you step into the room with a radio exec or with someone from a label, you can say, well, these are the things that I've already done just by giving them this. Just by handing them your Sound Capsule profile, they can see all the places that you performed. They can see the way they can see the amount of people that are following your movement. They can understand what you are about without you having to piecemeal it, as you were saying. Like, I'm gonna grab a little bit from here, I'm gonna grab a little bit from there. It puts it together nice and centralized and easy to digest.
I'm going to so spell it out. And I'm going to put a link right there. I'm put a link right there for Sound Capsule. Spell it out for them.
SOUNDC. Oh my goodness. SOUNDCAP.
I'm not going to edit that out. I'm going to keep that.
No, leave that. That's that late night brain.
So he says
SOUNDCAPSUL, no E.
No E on Capsule. Okay.
No E.
All right. So let's pivot a little bit. See,
for sure.
They probably can't tell, but you have a certain heritage. Can you tell people where you from?
Oh yeah, I was born in Jamaica. I grew up in New Jersey though. Yeah, it's a yard man sitting. Don't know. So out of the island massive, which part of you there? Yard abroad, foreign. I saw it here. Don't know.
Watch this. See, it's not even Spanish. I said yes. It's not even. You're not even speaking Spanish. I'm like, see.
Don't know.
So, yeah, man. Born in Jamaica, grew up in New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I know you're a music lover. I personally know you're a music lover. What was it like growing up in those two environments, and how did music, because you are not just a hip hop guy, you're a music guy.
Oh yeah.
Would you grow up, I got two questions. What did you grow up listening to, and what was your introduction to hip hop, if you remember that moment?
Oh, I grew up listening to a little bit of everything. Like I said, my parents are Jamaican. You know, when they brought us to the States, we was listening to your pop stations, but my dad was huge country. You know, like my favorite concert that I went to an Eagles concert with my homies. The Eagles is my favorite all-time band. Like, we went to go see an Eagles concert. We the only black dudes. We the only black dudes at an Eagles concert singing all the words. I'm talking about, come on, man, stop playing.
B. We already January babies. We already, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So watch this. We got that. I'm a military kid, right? So my parents were in the military. So I moved around Air Force Base to country, and it wasn't in my house. It wasn't the Jackson 5. It wasn't. Right. You know what it was? Right. It was Journey. Eagles, Chicago, Anita Baker, and a whole lot of gospel, right? But I knew every word to every big Eagles or Chicago or Journey record before I knew ever heard hip hop.
Yeah, man. That's my joy. I've seen Chicago in concert, Earth, Wind, and Fire. As I said, the Eagles is my all-time favorite concert that I ever been to.
Wow.
You know,
and Journey is mine.
Those are my boys. So all day. That's how we came up. Like, nothing was off limits. Whatever it was that was going on, it should have been part of your life and the culture that you grew up in. So it was. And to go back to your original question, my introduction to hip hop, I want to say my first like hip hop record that I probably bought was, you're gonna laugh at this one, it was probably Parents Just Don't Understand, that Will Smith joint.
Man, Big Willie went platty off that joint, man.
Yeah, big, with Nightmare on My Street and all that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was probably my first joint. So I can't even front. It was Big Willie style, that joint.
Nightmare on My Street, you said. I remember that. Oh my God.
That might have been my first hip hop album. That was, I want to say, what, 86? That joint came out somewhere around there.
Oh, I wasn't even born yet. You know me. I'm a guy. I might have been thought of, but I ain't. You know. No, it's funny because I love to find out what people's introduction, because it's never what you think. It's never who you think or what you think. My introduction to hip hop was my sister's best friend in a church choir named was Shelly, and it was my birthday. So she was like, "I'll buy my best friend," which is my sister, her little brother, a little gift for this little birthday or whatever. It was Special Ed, right?
Okay.
It was Special Ed, I'm the Magnificent. Now, that was my first ever, right? Was a tape. And so fast forward, one of my guys, Galen, he worked with Dr. Dre. He called me in the studio here in Atlanta years later, and he wants me to come and speak to some high school kids about, the music, whatever. And in there was his friend. So later all the kids leave, and the guy go in there, and it was Special Ed. And he's like, "Hey, this they special," because he's working with Special at the time. This wasn't that long ago. This was a few years ago. Oh. And he says, "Hey, this is my man Say, I know you brought some new play it for him." I'm like, "Yeah." So I played the hook to War. That's all I had at the time, was the hook, right?
Okay.
So I'm about to go on tour. Our first stop is CIAA in Charlotte. It's me, Rakim, Nas, DPMD. So we go on the first date. Special's the host, right? So after that date, we do a couple of dates. I get back home. I'm in my living room, never get a phone call. Hey, yo, Savon there? I'm like, sure, this is him. Who's this? He said, "Yo, this is Special, man. This is Special Ed." Now, mind you, he was the reason I was rapping.
Right.
He's like, "Yo," this is months later, after I met him. He's like, "That record War, man, I wanted to know if I can get on that." Yeah. Why not? Sure.
We can arrange that. We can make that happen.
So now me and Special friends, and I talked to Special not too long ago. I'm gonna have him on here. He wants to do the podcast. So back to you. Now, listen. So Parents Just Don't Understand. Big Willie, New Jeru, Jamaica. Nothing was off limits. I mean, shout out to your parents for opening the door to your intellectual and creative expression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, if it was like, "No, you're going to do this, no white girls, no Asian girls," you put yourself in this, you put your kid in this box, and they can't be all they can fucking be, right? So let's see here. I want to pivot. Now, Sound Capsule.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful app. Everybody go download Sound Capsule. If you know an artist, if you're a producer, if you're an artist, you're a writer, do yourself a favor. Go download Sound Capsule and get involved. You ain't even got to leave the couch. That's the beauty of this, man. You have a lot of performers come and perform. What are some notable artists that might have come through you guys' doors?
Oh, I mean,
besides Savon, of course, you know, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Shame.
just to kind of set up how we use the app. We do a competition series where every Wednesday we take the top 3 performers as voted on by the audience in app to the end of the month, where we crown our season champion.
Mm-hmm.
So every month we're looking at probably the best 12, 15 artists. The audience gets to vote and decide who that champion for that month is. So if I'm just going back, we've had artists that have won 3 times in a row. There was an artist named Lizzie Stone, dope female MC. I do Quez Boy, cat from out of South Carolina, got dope bars. We getting them from everywhere. This season's champ is an artist out of Jersey called JP Cruzo. Real cool, mellow type vibe. And that's the thing, you get a little bit of everything. You get that trap rap, you get that straight up hip hop,
okay, so it's
rap. You get a little bit of everything in the mix, and it's really just about the audience to decide which one of those flavors they truly feeling in that moment.
Now, is this open? This is open to the public to come perform live. Now, do you have to be a rapper?
No. The platform is completely open to all music genres. It's just because of the community that we're embedded in, that hip hop seems to be the preferred flavor. But the app itself, it's open for any type of music or any type of artist to upload their content, because it will become the place where the Savons, when Savon is looking for a new artist to open up his show, he's gonna jump on Sound Capsule. He's gonna be like, all right, I'm looking for an R&B artist. Look at the top R&B artists charting in the app, and then he can grab them, get in contact with them or their management, and just work it out just like that. It's a one-stop shop for new talent.
Wow. Now, Atlanta has a lot of artists that come from nothing to become gold and multi-platinum artists. The young lady, Miss Mulatto, who I, knew.
Mulatto actually performed at iLounge a couple of years ago, back in the days. Yeah.
Oh, she did?
When she was coming up, she performed here.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, like 5 years ago, she performed up here.
And then there's the gentleman, the young man, Euro Got It.
Yep, another one who fall through a bunch of times and come holler at us. Yeah, man.
Euro came through?
Yeah, of course we know Euro. iLounge just kind of become the hub for independent artists. Like, there's a lot of places that have historically done independent artist showcase in the city and that still do them. But in terms of consistency, iLounge has kind of kept an independent artist showcase of some sort going on for at least the last 7-8 years.
Wow.
So it just made sense for us to do more for the community, because we saw the way that we heard the music and we recognized the talent, but then it's all right, well, what are they doing with it? Where else are they going? How are they truly making themselves a global name or like a commodity? And that's why we wanted to do Sound Capsule, because we just saw too much talent. And then, you gotta go back to, you can't stay and do your track because you got to get up at 6 in the morning to do your mail job or do whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in order for you to truly take it to the next level, you have to have systems in place that are going to help you succeed. And we wanted to get some of these cats that have the talent, but don't necessarily have the infrastructure, and give them a place and opportunity so that, you can leave that job. You can become a full-time professional artist. That's what we want you to do. We want you to live that dream. So, but you need that infrastructure. You need those things behind you, those systems in place that are going to separate you from every other artist that's out there in the marketplace.
That is a fact. And man, I've been through there, and you got a bunch of, you have executives like myself to come through, and radio people and radio stations and all the whole gambit of the music industry as far as opportunities for these up and coming artists. And let's be clear, this is not just for up and coming. I don't know if I like that term, because you might have artists that's been in the game for a long time that's still independent, but still looking for opportunities.
Right.
So this is kind of for every artist on every level, because even if you are a big artist, guess what? You might find somebody there you want to sign. You might have a different fan base. If you're Flow Rider and you want Atlanta Streets fan base, Sound Capsule and iLounge is one of the places you want to rock at, because you're exposed to a different demographic that may be new fans for you. So it seems like to me, no matter what level you're at, iLounge and Sound Capsule, artists simply just need to get involved with. Now, let me ask you this. There's the upside that we just talked about to independent artists, which is the artists of all shapes and sizes, different flavors, different vibes, with so much talent.
Yeah.
Do you come across artists that are just fucking trash?
Oh yeah,
I mean, they are trash. Trashington.
No. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. That goes without saying. That it's like when you grab one of those bags of jelly, them every flavor jelly beans, and you pop a joint in your mouth, and you like, nah, they didn't even have to put this in the bag. This is disrespectful, right here. Like, whoever designed this flavor, clearly
who okayed this? Who okayed this flavor?
Right. Who are your friends? Who told you that you need to come out and rock this?
So look, watch this. I'm about to put you on the spot. Name one of the trashiest artists to come through.
See, I don't even remember.
I know you.
I don't even remember their names. There's got to be in one ear and out the other. Because you know me, when I listen to, I have an ear for music. So when I hear something, it doesn't take me a long time to be able to grab some words and do a little reciting of it and all that type of stuff. But it goes the other way. I hear some trash, my brain just shut off. It's like, nope, we're not doing it. Not doing it. I can't consume it because I can't afford to regurgitate that garbage. So shut it down. I've heard some stuff that was definitely cringeworthy.
Cringeworthy. Hashtag cringeworthy. So watch this. You listen to so many indie artists and so much music, and you see a lot of strong suits, and you see a lot of weak areas that these artists have. If you can name two of the top mistakes you think independent artists make, and I'm not just talking about performance, I'm talking about like trying to get to the next level. And the artist that's watching this, he sees a lot of artists. So you might want to really pay attention to whatever he's about to say. Maybe name the top 3 mistakes you think an artist make on their journey.
The first one would be in their networking. What you find is that artists, it seems like a lot of artists, even when they try to be outgoing on stage, it seems that they're very introverted or I don't know, I can't speak to the mentality behind it, but I'll just kind of superimpose some of the layers of things I see. They could be introverted in real life and they don't like to talk to other people, or they could just automatically feel like they better than everybody and they don't need to be politicking with the people in the room. But that to me is the largest mistake, is not walking the walk with other people that are walking the walk with you. Wow. You got people trying to get to the same place that you're trying to get to, but everyone is afraid to leverage everyone else's skill set. It's like, if I work with you, it's going to somehow diminish what we've been able to achieve, instead of having what happened to the team. What happened to us being a squad and eating together? That to me is the thing that blows my mind the most. As you said, we'll have producers, we'll have radio personalities, we'll have podcast hosts, we'll have artists that have already done the things that you want to do sitting right across from you, but you sitting there with your one homie in your Corona chilling as if it's all gonna come to you. Nah, it's work. Every day is work, and it's getting yourself in places and situations where you feel uncomfortable, where you're doing something that you don't normally do. That's where everything happens. I've been in rooms with people, and it'll take me 3-4 times that I see them be like, yo, nah, I need to go holler at this person. And by the time I holler at them, they could have put me where I wanted to be 6 months ago. But it's because I didn't take the time to have the conversation to find out where they were, what they were doing, and how we could help each other. So that to me is a major thing. Don't be afraid to collab. Don't be afraid to work with people. Don't be afraid to talk to the people that are around you, because that's your next hit. That's your next tour. That's your next movie deal. That's everything that you want is in the building.
That could be something very simple, like that could be your next big mistake, so you can learn the lesson to get to the next level. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I can speak to that because I've had many of those. But whatever it is, it's a gain. It's a gain.
Yeah, be a risk taker. You got to be a risk taker and be afraid.
Okay, so that's the number one. What's another one?
So the number two for me would be kind of along the same lines, but do the work. By that I mean you do the track, you did all this stuff, and you have this idea, but then you stop short of the finish line. Either you're not performing like you need to be performing, or you're not giving your energy when you're on the stage. You're not rapping your words. You don't have your performance version of your track. It's like finish the race. Don't just jump in there and be like, oh, I'm doing busy isn't productive. Like cats feel like just because they always doing stuff that they getting somewhere. You're not being productive because you're not finishing anything. You're starting something over here, then you dropping it, and then you moving over here, and you're like, oh man, I got 15 projects right now. Yeah, you got 15 projects, but not one of them is ready for anybody to see it. So just finish something. Just finish something. Just one thing. You know what I mean? Just finish one thing.
I've never given 2 rounds of applause in one podcast. I got a message that deserves another.
Because we see it all the time, and you're like, man, you could be whatever it is that you want to be, but you're not willing to put yourself out there, and then you're not willing to complete the things that you start. So nobody really knows who you are. All they see is this half-baked image that you've kind of tried to portray for yourself, but it has no substance behind it. So without the substance, there's no way for me to really judge whether or not you're somebody really worth rocking with.
Like buying, like supporting or buying something from or spending money with. No doubt. I mean, I'll tell you, I was years ago, not that many, but some years ago, there was a bowling alley 300. And every, I think Tuesday was industry night. Man, listen, that's where I met Fabulous, me and JD bowl there. Everybody, me and Young Thug bowl there. Everybody. Man, one of these nights, I was leaving. You know who was out in the parking lot flyering cars?
Who's that?
Bobby Valentino. This wasn't pre-famous.
Right.
This was while he was famous, flyering cars himself, by himself. I said, wow, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it. Bobby Valentino, flying cars. Can't see over a bar stool.
Yeah. That's what it is. And
these young kids, just they too cool for school. They too cool, literally, right? Think about it. They too cool to learn how to be great. These artists are so infatuated with looking the part versus being it's the same amount of energy. Y'all go shopping, y'all do all of these scams, and y'all do all this illegal shit so you can afford your fraudulent image instead of getting legit money and doing it the right way. It's the same amount of effort. You just see way better results when you do
even if you're going to do it the fraudulent way, which I'm not supporting, but even after you've done that, even after you got your Gucci drawers so you could let your pants sag and everyone see that you got the Gucci drawers on, you're still not doing the work. You just created this image that has no substance behind it. You're not doing anything to support that image. You're just putting out this blank canvas and saying, all right, well, this is me. This is what I stand for. But then you don't do anything with it.
At all.
It's paper thin. And that's the issue that I have with it. And that goes to my third thing that you was talking about.
Yes, sir.
Discipline. These artists that you have to have discipline in everything that you do. If you don't treat it like a job, if you don't treat it like a professional, if you don't treat it like something that you're always going to be willing to sacrifice and learn from and make mistakes with, then it doesn't matter. Consistency is the name of the game. If people don't see you constantly doing the same thing, they're not going to take you seriously. The first time I see you, I probably won't even see you. The second time I see you, I probably might remember something that you said. It's going to take 5-6 times of these people seeing you doing the same thing for them to be like, okay, this person maybe has something to say. This person might be serious about what they're talking about. But everybody wants it to happen overnight. You got to be constantly on the grind, and you have to have discipline behind everything that you do, or else you will always be fly by night. Someone will be like, oh, I heard he was doing music. Oh, I heard he was doing this. I heard he was doing that. They got to know who you are off the rip. It can't be second guessing like, all right, well, is he still doing this, or how is he moving, whatever the case may be. That's why it was important for us to do a showcase every week, because we wanted to give these artists the opportunity to grow and show that they're truly disciplined in their craft and are all about what they say they're about. You can tell me yourself, you've seen so many of these artists. We've been doing this for almost 3 years now. You can attest to the growth of some of these artists, just watching them through that process. And big ups as always, because you'll come through, you'll talk to them, you'll let them know how you feel about their performance, things they need to work on, offer that mentor opportunity for them, and you see the benefits of them sticking with it and being disciplined and listening to what someone who knows what they're talking about has to say about what they're trying to do. So ultimately,
you know what?
It's all theirs.
I'm sorry.
No,
yeah, you're so accurate. This is how accurate you are. When I was in college, my major was marketing, right? So that's when I found out every successful company does the same thing when it comes to advertising and marketing. This is what I mean. You say you might have to see somebody 5 times before you even, right? The actual scientific number is 21. This is science. This is science neuro. This is proven, right? It says the average American, because it matters, the average American has to see and or hear the same thing at least 21 times in a row before their brain recognizes what they actually seen or heard, not suspects what they seen or heard, not is trying to remember, but knows.
Yeah.
Without a doubt what exactly they heard or what they seen before their brain like manifests it to be a reality to their brain 21 times. Now this is why they're called program directors at the radio station, because it's literally a mental program. For everybody who's a little fucking slow, this is what I mean. Okay. This is why you hear the same song or the same 8 or 9 songs on the radio every hour on the hour, 7 days a week, no matter what station you go to.
Right.
This is why, because their marketing department and their radio promo department work together, and they understand that it takes X amount of times, accurately 21 at least, for you to hear a song. Come on, y'all. How many times y'all heard a song and was like, I heard that somewhere before, but you don't even realize that's your 11th time hearing the song. And it takes 11 times to be like, and then 9 times out of 10, you're like, nah, maybe I didn't. And you didn't hear it 11 times.
Yeah.
So if you at that space in your mind at 12 times, how many times you have to hear that song for you to be like, oh, that's my 50? For you to actually get on board. That's why the radio plays these same set of songs. And don't get it twisted. Someone is getting paid for those songs. Let me sidebar. Artists, because I know a lot of artists you and me gonna make sure a lot of artists see this. It's important. How long we got? We got about 5 minutes. Artists, everything costs. Please listen. When I was coming up, I was arrogant, man. When I was back in Detroit, especially when I first moved to Atlanta, I done so much in Detroit and New York that I was like, I came to the South in Atlanta and I was like, can't nobody here tell me too much shit. Not because of where I was, but because of what I've already done, right? Yeah. And I thought I was so good and so talented that I shouldn't have to pay for boom, 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 or bop, bop, bop. Let me tell y'all something. There's no such thing as being too talented to not have to pay. Understand me. Jay-Z has to pay. I remember being in Detroit at a particular radio station. I can't say the name of it, but I will say it was the biggest station in Detroit. I was there and I had some homeboys that were on air, big personalities there, and we would talk. They showed me, which I should have never seen, an invoice for Mariah Carey record to get spins, her label. And it was an astronomical number. This is Mariah Carey, her Christmas song. It's the #1 streaming song of ever of all time. Every season she had 3 billion spins.
Yeah.
And she still has to pay.
Yeah.
And I say she has to pay, even though I said her label pays, she got to pay for that, and she got to recoup. So if I charge for consultation, sometimes you got to pay to perform. Everything costs. Nike has to pay. They're $1 trillion company. They have to pay for advertisement. They have to pay to make their brand or their service or product made aware. That costs. Artists, everything costs. Do not come to me talking about, can I get the homeboy love or nothing like that. I didn't get it. I'm in the position that I'm in because I had to learn, apply what I've learned, talking to people like myself that were beyond me. I had to actually not just listen, but apply what they told me and then pay. That's why I got music awards and all the things that I have. Not because I'm that good, I persevere that much. I have that much discipline. Now, I don't have all the talent in the world. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went. It's my soapbox. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, watch this. So watch this. We about to pivot because we got about 4 minutes left. I got a question. I always got a question of the day, and I know you might have heard this already, but I really kind of want you to dive a little deeper. Now, y'all, this is Omar. Okay, he's a music connoisseur. I've been around this man. He knows his shit. He does. With that being said,
all right.
Yeah, he say, all right. we went over this. So, but I want you to, in the verses. Now watch this, y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Comment
below who you think Jay needs, because he said can't nobody get on that stage with him. Who do you think can go and make it actually a challenge, if not win, against Jay-Z in the Verzuz? Yeah. Comment below. Oh, this question is for you. Go ahead. Oh, wait, nope. You actually have to answer in more specific question.
All right.
Jay-Z or Busta Rhymes? Now, people gonna hear this and go and be like, nope, fucking think about it first. Think about how many Busta Rhymes hits do people know? Not you, I know you, I'm talking about the people watching. You gotta think about how many Busta Rhymes records you know. That's how many hits he got and more. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
And you know, Busta's my family. You know, Ayad my nut still in on. His estranged father, like him and his father had a wild relationship when he was growing up. That's actually one of my father's cousins. So we family. You know what I mean? Like my dad went to his father's funeral and they know each other. And my pops got pictures with Busta Rhymes and shit like that.
Wow.
So that's my family. But the answer is Jay-Z. The answer is Jay-Z.
Straight like that?
Hands down. Yeah, I mean, it is. Bus is an animal, and he's been able to keep himself relevant for damn near 4 decades in hip hop, everywhere from Leaders of the New School to his solo joints to just with Spliff and Flip Mode Squad. Like he has reinvented himself so many different times in hip hop and kept himself in the conversation in so many ways that I'm amazed that he was able to pull it off, because a lot of times when you hear a Busta, his voice is so singular that you like, man, that can only work that one time. That was dope, but how many times can you do that? But he just keep doing it. He keeps changing, he keeps adapting, he keeps finding new ways to make his sound fit into whatever's going on, whether it's on an R&B record, whether it's with heavy drum beats, like whatever the motif is, Bus is gonna find a way to make sure you know that that's Bus doing it. But Jay just feels so much more effortless about the way he does the same thing. Jay will hit a track and it'll just be Jay. Bus will flip mode. He'll change it up. He'll be like, yo, if flip mode's the best and you gotta be part of the best, I'm gonna flip the style. Jay's like, nah, I'm gonna keep my style. And you're gonna love it because my style is classic. Because this is what I do. And this is why you came to me, because this is what you expected of me. That singular focus and the way that he can just make any record feel like a Jay record, it just does something else as far as I'm concerned. And head to head, banger to banger, yeah, Busta's gonna get some shots and he's gonna hit a nigga in the face. But at the end of the day, I don't know if he's making it out the 6th round.
Wow. Hey, y'all, listen. Follow Sound Capsule on IG, follow iLounge, follow Omar Wilby. Listen, I'm gonna put all that in the thing. Listen, this guy, it's like my brother. I love talking to this guy. It's like I'm talking to my fucking self. It's really, it's amazing. It really is. Now, real quick before we wrap this up, first of all, Drake and Busta Rhymes and Kanye all can give Jay a run for his money. This is, I posted this on Facebook and people went, I probably got 585 comments, something retarded. I left the room. I dropped the mic and I left the room. Real quick, I don't got to talk about Drake. Drake doesn't miss. Drake got more #1 hits than Michael Jackson, like, or at least almost.
Right.
Way more than Jay, way more than, he doesn't miss. I don't have to talk about Drake. Now, back to Busta Rhymes. Verzuz is about not just hit songs, but you remembering where you were and the feeling you had when you was rocking to those songs. So when they do those songs, it's a nostalgia to it. And it's an impactful nostalgia to it. And the game is who has more of those on how many different levels. Because Jay can play Song Cry. Oh my God, when Song Cry come on, people are like damn near slow dancing, crying on some street shit, right? But then Jay could do, you know, boom, bonk, 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 like, or bonk, 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 bonk. Bonk, bonk. Yeah. And it hit you another way. Now, Busta Rhymes got those records too, like a mother F.
Yeah.
Touch it, bring it back, touch it, turn it, leave it, turn it up, boss.
Yeah.
He got, so that's why I say Busta Rhymes, he got so many of those. Because when Jay played that song,
and he's everywhere, and he pops up everywhere. He'll do a cameo and blow your joint out the water, like that Chris Brown joint. That Look at Me Now.
What is Jay gonna play against that?
Versus what?
What would Jay play against that? And then he got if Jay plays Song Cry, Bus could play come on with the Janet Jackson joint.
Yeah. Gonna make your body wet. Play some shit like that. He got everything.
Gonna make you scream.
Yeah.
So now, last but not least, Kanye. The reason Kanye would probably at least tie Jay. And this is what I tell people. Not only in Verzuz can you play records you featured on, you can play records you wrote. Producer is a writer. So now Kanye can get into his feature bag, his solo artist bag, his collaboration bag with like Cruel Summer and all that.
Collaboration game is ridiculous.
And then he can get in
Play Mercy.
But no, 100. But Jay can do those too because he got the Dynasty album. But this is what Jay don't got, that he can get into his production bag and play records that he just produced, which is a writer. When you're a producer, you're also a writer of things from Justin Timberlake to any genre. He can get into his production bag and it is a rap.
Dre. He could play Still Dre.
It's a rap. That's why I say Kanye is the only person that can really. Drake, that would be a close one too.
Yeah.
That would be, but it got to be one of those three. And I think Bus is probably the weakest link out of the three. So we just gonna say Drake and Kanye. So we gotta wrap this up. Tell me, give me the last word on Sound Capsule Islands. Give me the last word. What's going on?
Hey man, if you are an independent artist, you need to be a part of the Sound Capsule movement. It's really that simple. This is the future of independent artistry. It's what you need. It's the platform that's going to separate you and get you on the stages that you want to be on. We have the premier independent artist competition series every Wednesday, iLounge Atlanta, with the Sound Capsule Bout series. We're giving away radio interviews. We're giving away spins. We're giving away cash. So you need to be in the building. iLounge Atlanta, 1287 Glenwood. Big ups to my wife, the boss lady, who always makes it happen. And say, once again, thank you so much for all the love. You always look, before anything else, you support people. You make sure that if you're in the building, you are a resource. And that's your thing, which is so dope because you're always willing to help somebody get from where they are to where they're trying to go. And that's what we need, man. It's all about helping hands, and your hands, nobody's hands is bigger than yours when it comes to helping.
I appreciate the love, and I'm gonna always support you and iLounge and Sound Capsule. Shout out to y'all. We got to get off of here. Oh, and as always, peace, young world. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. Legendary Podcast. You ain't ready. You ready? You ain't ready. Ready for say ready. You ain't ready. Ready for say ready. Legendary Podcast. Mama said glory got you, sir.